Before we dive into today's episode, I have something truly special to share. Next September, I'll be leading an intimate women's retreat through the south of France and northern Italy, and you're invited. Picture this: mornings exploring the colorful markets of the French Riviera, afternoons sipping wine, and a hotel view with golden Mediterranean sunsets. Whether you love photography, food, or just want to reconnect with your playful creative self, this trip is designed for you. Spots are limited, so if all this sounds like your kind of adventure, please visit tourwithabsolutely.com and look for the tour France and Italy with Crystal. You can also send me a message or check out the show notes. Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. Today on the show, I interview an Italian living in Paris. Her name is Chiara Maxia, and we already had her on the show in January, and today she's talking to us about her new book, The Fire Within. So welcome back, Chiara. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm happy to be here again. Thank you.
Exactly. I was looking back at our old show. I think it came out in January. It was such a great show. And now we're back again because you've been a busy woman. You wrote, it's your first book? Your first
Yes.
book. Yeah. Of poems. And I was lucky enough to get to read it already before it was released. It was released today, right?
Today, today is we are recording on September the 4th. So tonight, actually, there's the big launch party in Paris, 7 p.m. at the Dissident Club.
Very
I
cool.
know the show is not coming out today, but
yeah, but the party, woohoo! We'll have to report back on that. That sounds awesome. Well, I'm so excited to share this book with our audience. Talk a little bit about what inspired the book and how you got started on it.
Well, this is always quite a difficult question because in my case, it just happened. There was not a pivotal moment. I wasn't writing until you can get inspired in so many different and diversified ways. And, it takes you by surprise mostly. Then I had a sufficient amount of poems at some point, and I thought, well, let's put them together all in one place.
And how long did it take you to bring them all together? Like, how long were you writing for?
Another very difficult question. I don't know. Some poems are super new, like they were written like 6 months before I signed a book deal. And some others are much older, like years before.
Yeah, so it's almost like a memoir of poetry.
I don't know. I know that some poems have a very rough and kind of gloomy tone, so I hope it's not my memoir,
Hey, it's your life history. Things happen, all of it.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed reading it. And you guys today, you're going to get a little sneak peek of some of the writing. She's going to choose some poems to read to us. So I'm really excited to hear her voice in her own work, which will be beautiful. I really enjoyed reading it as well. And talk a little bit about the title, The Fire Within.
Oh, that's quite autobiographical, on the other hand. I may look on the outside like I am a very rational person, but, I try to look as rational and calm as possible because that's exactly how I am not. I feel like I'm made of fire. And, so I guess the title is quite on point.
I love that, Made of Fire, and it's such a beautiful title as well, The Fire Within, and then the actual cover of the book is gorgeous as well. You have women circling a fire. It's almost like this witchy vibe. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit about the cover of the book.
Well, the cover was suggested by my editor, Jenna. Amazing woman, great writer, and a great editor too. And so she gave me a few pictures, and I had to choose one for the cover. And I thought this witchy sort of uh, picture was right on point. You know what I mean? It's I think it was the best one. I mean, I saw the pic and I knew it was the cover.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. I think it's really fitting too after reading the book. It brings it all together, and someone described the book as in this like fiery world, events both mundane and cataclysmic are given the same razor sharp treatment. And I think that's so true when you read this book, because some of the things you talk about are pretty mundane, but you bring in this like fire, this interest that you can make the mundane even more interesting, which is something I really enjoyed about the book. And talk a little bit about what surprised you the most when writing this book.
What surprised me?
Yeah, what surprised you about the stories that came out, or about even writing a book? What was something surprising?
Well, you know, as you pointed out, most of the poems reflect quite mundane moments, but I think what constantly amazes me is to find the grotesque or the tragic or the comic in the most mundane aspects of life. And I guess that's a never ending surprise. It's living and at the same time be a spectator of what's happening.
Exactly, being a spectator of our own mundane actions, and also the beauty that can be found in the mundane. I think it's important to remember that
Oh,
every
yeah.
day.
That's what keeps us alive, on the other hand.
Exactly. It keeps us interested in life. And I
Yeah.
would love to jump into just having you read one of your poems. So you can choose, and we're all ears to hear one of your poems.
Okay, so I'm gonna read a poem which is called Cat Person. It's a truth universally acknowledged that dogs are better than cats. Some say better than humans too, but that's a whole different story. Don't wanna go there. Dog eyes don't have a soulless cut in the middle like cats have. They'll risk their life for their owners, understand more words than any other species, some voters included. Despite all of this, I'm not a dog person. Or I might be. Let's say I identify as non binary. Dogs stay no matter how low you stoop. They adore you at your worst as much as at your best. They jump in ecstasy every time you get back home, and that's enough already. I can't deal with that much love.
That was one of my favorites too, because it's interesting to see it from that point of view, like thinking about like that unconditional love, as well as like, am I deserving of that? And
That's quite a big responsibility.
yeah, exactly. A lot of responsibility. And when did you write that poem?
Actually, I think I wrote that when I was visiting my parents in Sardinia. I think it was 2 years ago in the summer. And, they have cats in the neighborhoods. And specifically, there is one black cat, which everyone in the neighborhood knows she's my cat. And um, she is stupid, incredibly stupid, and quite detached from reality. But I love her anyhow because it's she doesn't like me too much. I don't like her too much. And at the same time, we love each other. So I wrote this thinking about her and how different our relationship is. Uh, I grew up with a dog, a beautiful German Shepherd, who would walk me to school and when I was in primary school and go back home. And that was really the purest form of love, indeed. While with cats, it's not like that at all.
It's a little different.
Oh, indeed.
And this book is in English. Did you write these poems in Italian or English?
In English. I think it's a bag of the bilingual brain because when I write fiction or prose, it gets natural to do so in Italian. But when it's about poetry or lyrics, it simply comes out in English. I don't know why. This is just how I function.
Yeah, that's really interesting because you grew up in Italy and speak a lot of Italian, and I love that you can write in English so well at the same time.
Well, thank you. Probably because part of my family is from West London, so I grew up playing with my cousins, and when you are so small, like you have your own lingo, which was a mix of Italian with many words in English, and then I attended university in Britain, so it also adds up.
Yeah, definitely. And share another poem with us. I'd love to hear more.
Of course. I chose another one, which it's still on the quite sarcastic side. This is how it sounds, I believe. It's one of the last, and it's called Life Choices on a Sunday Morning. From tomorrow, I'll be peaceful and content, and I won't choke on my own expectations. My hair will be mid-length and well-groomed, and my clothes will smell like brand conditioner. From tomorrow, I'll moisturize compulsively, and my eyeliner will always be on point. I won't put spicy oil on everything I eat, and my breath will be so fresh you'll wish to die in my throat. From tomorrow, my dishes will never form a curious pile in the sink. I'll buy new clothes and find a real job. I'll download Tinder and swipe right to decency and carry a healthy child in my womb. From tomorrow, I'll be okay. You won't even recognize me. Today, however, I've got my finger on the trigger and you're in my way.
It was beautiful. That was one of your newest ones that you wrote.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
I think it's such a reflection of what's going on in our world today. Like, get a real job, find a man, find somebody.
Well, yeah, but the funny thing about this poem in particular, like many others, is that it just came out so spontaneously. Like I grabbed a pen, grabbed my notebook, and wrote it, and it was done. Like I didn't reflect much on it.
And talk a little bit about your process when writing this book. I mean, like you said, sometimes it came to you. Were there other times you would just sit down and write, or was it only when things would come to you randomly?
Well, I should be more disciplined. That's a fact because I only write when I have a rush of inspiration, and unfortunately, it can come anywhere at any time. And so this is why I always carry a pen and a notebook with me, or if not, the notes app on my mobile. And I think I wish I was more disciplined. I mean, I would like to dedicate a little bit of time every day to writing, but it just doesn't happen for the moment.
Yeah, of course. It takes time, and it's interesting when things just come to us randomly too, especially when it comes to poetry.
Yeah, indeed.
And talk about some of the emotions you were feeling when writing. Were it bringing up the past? Was it emotional? Was it hard? Like, how was that for you?
Well, I think that, we all write. We write first off to vent. This is what we do. We write to understand better what's happening outside or inside, or, to sublimate, to fictionalize, I wouldn't say it's therapeutic because it's not. It's I don't think so. But definitely, writing helps to get a grasp or a more lucid gaze on life, on yourself, on the surroundings. It's quite a tool, quite helpful.
Definitely to maybe make sense of the world around us.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
which is something I will never find, but I'm trying.
but it's fun to try and figure out and make some art along the way.
Of course.
And how would you define poetry in your own words?
Oh my God, this is so difficult. uh, honestly, I don't know. I mean, I know to this question, I should answer like something beautiful, which sounds just like an aphorism or, something very, very wise. But I don't think I can, basically. It just happens. I'm sorry. I don't think I cannot have my definition of poetry, not at this moment of my life, at least.
Yeah, and you're not the first person to say that, because I've interviewed quite a few poets, and they have a very hard time defining, what is poetry? What does it mean? And why do you think poetry is important in today's world?
It's, it's just like poetry, or just like films, just like prose, just like TV series, cinema. It's something. It's art, and we need art to survive. We need that, basically.
Definitely. I completely agree.
That is what makes us human.
And what was the process like for getting published? Was it hard to find a publisher? How did that work? I know so many people are dreaming of getting their work published. What was your process?
Well, for me, it was quite random. It was surprisingly, I wasn't expecting that. So one day, last year, I was having a coffee with Anton, which is Anton Bonici, is the other editor of the Opiate books. And we were having a coffee in a bistro close to Lafayette. And at some point, he randomly said to me, I saw you perform at the Chat Noir the other day. I really like your stuff. Want to do a book with us? Like, it was out of the blue. I was like, I didn't even believe that. Are you talking to me? Yes, Chiara, I'm talking to you. There's only you here. I'm talking to you. Okay. So, yeah, I said yes. And that was it.
That's so great. I love that. I mean, that's the way to do it, right? You got to get your work out there, do some open mics, people. You might just get discovered.
Yeah, well, and I'm very grateful for the people I know here in Paris, and and how poetry and art is important here. There are a few events and a very big Anglophone artistic community. And so you learn a lot, you get a lot of feedback, you get to know some really amazing people. It's like I found my tribe somehow. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think it's the same for a lot of artists who moved here, same for myself. You find people that you've never met with that kind of energy, with those kind of interests. Like you said, you find your tribe.
Yeah.
And how has Paris affected your writing? Like, how has Paris changed your writing or affected it?
That's very good questions. I think, it's very interesting to be in Paris because this is one of those cities that no matter how long you've been in and out of here, there's always something new to discover. Inspiration is everywhere. And, I'm very happy that I get to spend my time between Italy and France because I need both of them. And maybe, I don't know, it's like Paris is some sort of, it has the right atmosphere for quietness, but at the same time, a lot of, a big flood of inspiration, of everything happening all at once. I think it's a poetic city.
Yeah, and it's a nice mix because, like you said, it can be quiet, it can be, you're reflecting, or it can be, whatever you want. It can be a lot going on, it can be party, it can be meeting people. So there's so much inspiration everywhere, whether you're just like sitting in a cafe doing nothing or going out and meeting all these crazy artist people.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, one of the things I like the most when I'm free is to randomly walk around Paris and, stop for a coffee or a Coke in a new bistro and see if I like the atmosphere, what I see, what I smell, what I feel. And basically, I really like to go right in Parisian bistros or cafes. This is amazing. This is something I love about this city.
Yeah, that we do have the best people watching, I feel like, in these cafes.
Yeah, exactly.
And what would you like to do with your writing? Like, when people get this book, what would you like to happen?
Well, I haven't thought about that, but it's. I am very happy when people, of course, if they enjoyed my poetry, my art, I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied. But I am even more satisfied if someone tells me that something I wrote touched him or struck a nerve. And I think, I don't think my books or whatever, my poetry will change the world. But if that can make a little difference, then, maybe it's not bad that I love to write so much.
Exactly. And it connects us in ways that we can't understand, even that if it's just one person, you can change their mind about something or, make them emotional just to feel something.
Yeah, well, as I said before, I don't want to change anybody's life. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a priest. I'm not a party leader. So, it's my poems don't have any message or of. I don't want to, change the world. I simply think that's not realistic, at least not for a poetry book. But art must. I think the role of art is to strike something, to hit something. So I hope this happens.
Yeah, I think that's a great goal and very possible. And what's something you wish more people knew about writing a book?
That's wow. Today we're riding high on philosophical questions. I love it. Well, I think there are a lot of people who write. More or less everybody writes, or maybe it's just a thought, or it's just a note, or whatever. And it's incredibly helpful. Maybe you don't feel that at the moment when you're writing something. It's just, an impulse to do that. But I think it's very therapeutic. It can be, at least. And I think everybody should write, not necessarily to publish or to, to become a performance poet or whatever, but just to make sense of what's happening around them, or at least try.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's why they always tell everyone to journal in the morning and to do different things with writing. Even if you don't consider yourself a writer, like, it's so important to get your words out.
Yeah, exactly. This works for me, at least. I hope it works for other people too.
Exactly. And how did you know the book was finished?
That was a bit of a process because I had to do a selection and a very strict editing. As a Hemingway used to say, write drunk, edit sober.
I like it.
But I think I chose the poems that best agreed together and in which, that could make a book. And then after that, that was it. I just knew.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have your favorites, and obviously the book publishers are involved a little bit, but
Yeah, definitely.
when it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
And what are some future books you have in mind? Do you want to continue writing? Are there other topics?
Oh, indeed. Actually, this this month and probably until Christmas, I'll be busy with the promotion of The Fire Within. But I have another project. I am putting together a collection of short stories written in Italian, which is not poetry, it's prose, and I would like to put that out. So let's see where it goes.
Oh, fun. And what will those be about?
Well, it's, I believe it will be pretty much, I really like as you said before, the grotesque and the ridiculous of everyday life, mundane. And so, let's say, a lot of people say that unwillingly I have a very ironic and sarcastic writing when I write my short stories. But I think that's just life. It's, sometimes you just have to find the ridiculous side of everything just to cope in general. I hope that didn't sound too dramatic.
No, not at all. Just poetic.
Yeah. So I have quite a few short stories. I want to write some more. And then I guess I'm going to look out for an Italian publisher.
I love it. That's very exciting. And where can people pick up The Fire Within?
Well, it is out now on all major book outlets like Barnes & Noble, Waterstones, Blackwell, Amazon. But, there is my page on the publisher's website, yopietebooks.com. And I think I sent you the link before. And so people can choose where to buy that book. There are several buttons at the bottom of the page with the links.
Perfect. And we'll share that in the show notes as well. And thank you so much for sharing your book with us today. I'm very excited for other people to check it out and read it and see what they think of it, what emotions come up, and to see what you'll do next.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so happy that you invited me over. And, I hope to see you soon for a cafe or a drink. You live in Montmartre, don't you?
Exactly.
Oh, I love Montmartre. That's one of the most inspiring neighborhoods in Paris.
I couldn't agree more. We'll definitely have to meet up here. And thanks again. I'll share that in the show notes, guys. Check out The Fire Within and enjoy the show.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.